Is the Pentagon trying to silence independent reporting on its own ranks? This is a question that's rapidly moving from the back burner to the front page, and it's one that has serious implications for the truth as it's told to our troops. We're talking about Stars and Stripes, the newspaper that has served as the eyes and ears for our service members for generations, providing news and perspectives that often go unheard by the mainstream. Before we continue, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in U.S. politics, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow. Now, the spotlight is firmly on the Department of Defense and its relationship with Stars and Stripes. The issue centers around a recent letter from the Pentagon outlining new policies for the newspaper. This letter, obtained by The Hill, has sent a jolt of anxiety through Capitol Hill, particularly among Senate Democrats. Why? Because they believe these new policies could severely compromise the independence of Stars and Stripes, especially with the current administration. Here's the critical detail: this policy letter was penned on the very same day the Pentagon fired the outlet's ombudsman. For those who aren't familiar, the Ombudsman is supposed to be an independent watchdog, a crucial figure tasked with monitoring the operations and ensuring the editorial independence of Stars and Stripes. Their role is to act as a buffer between the newsroom and any potential external pressures, including those from the very institution they are reporting on. The timing of their dismissal, immediately followed by the release of new Pentagon directives, has many crying foul. Senate Democrats are raising a red flag, arguing that these actions signal a disturbing trend towards increased government control over a news organization that is meant to operate with a significant degree of autonomy. They fear that the Trump administration, through the Department of Defense, might be seeking to curb reporting that is critical or simply inconvenient for its narrative. The concern isn't just about what is being reported, but also about what isn't being reported, and who is making those decisions. Stars and Stripes has a long and storied history of providing unvarnished reporting to military personnel and their families, often covering sensitive topics like troop morale, the realities of war, and the challenges faced by service members. Its independence has been seen as a cornerstone of its credibility. When that independence is questioned, so too is the trust that millions of Americans in uniform place in its pages. The Department of Defense, in its response, has likely framed these new policies as necessary administrative or oversight measures. However, the context of the Ombudsman's firing and the broader political climate have amplified the fears of those who see this as a direct threat to journalistic integrity. The question becomes, are these policy changes a genuine attempt to improve efficiency, or are they a strategic move to exert greater influence over the editorial content of Stars and Stripes? The implications of this are far-reaching. If Stars and Stripes loses its independence, it could lead to a chilling effect on reporting within the military. Service members might become hesitant to share their stories or express their concerns, fearing repercussions or biased coverage. Families waiting for news from overseas might receive a more sanitized version of reality. This isn't just about a newspaper, it's about the flow of information and the ability of those serving our nation to stay informed about matters that directly affect their lives and their service. This situation highlights a perennial tension between government institutions and the free press, a tension that is amplified when the press is tasked with reporting on the very institutions that fund and oversee it. The Senate Democrats are likely to push for answers, demanding transparency from the Pentagon about the true intent behind these policy changes and the dismissal of the Ombudsman. We could see congressional hearings, intense debate, and further investigations into the matter. The potential outcomes are significant. If the Pentagon successfully asserts greater control, it could set a precedent for other government-funded news organizations. If the pushback from lawmakers and the public is strong enough, it could lead to a reversal of these policies or, at the very least, heightened scrutiny that forces the Pentagon to tread more carefully. The long-term health of independent reporting within the military, and by extension, the informed participation of service members in the democratic process, hangs in the balance. This story isn't just about a newspaper, it's a fundamental test of whether a free press can truly thrive, even within the structured environment of the U.S. military. It's about the public's right to know and the military's responsibility to be transparent. So what do you think about this? Is the Pentagon crossing a line, or are these standard oversight procedures? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one. The future of truth for our troops is being debated right now, and we'll be here to keep you informed every step of the way.